having a game-winning shot, had a chance to catch the ball at the top of the key. DeMar DeRozan actually denied the handoff and took the shot himself, airballed it. How do you think this team is going to figure out who their closer is down the stretch?
It's a great question. Here's the real conundrum that I think they're in. You brought in Vucevic. The offense ran through him in Orlando. He's trying to develop chemistry. Then you bring in DeMar DeRozan. Offense ran through him in San Antonio. Then you got Zach. Offense ran through him in Chicago, and it wasn't a very good team because he had no talent around him. It's going to take time to figure out roles and who's going to get the ball when and who's going to take a game-winning shot. I just think guys are searching for their identity. I love Billy Donovan. I think he's a really good coach. Just he's going to earn his money.
Yeah, but the Bulls, listen, the Bulls are going to be good this year. The only question I really have is depth and Patrick Williams' age. That's it, right? Like otherwise, he's got to get a little more seasoned, but they're good and fun to watch. Cap, appreciate you jumping on with us this morning as always.
All right, Cap, congrats again,
You
brother.
guys have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Jay, so you watched the game last night.
Mm-hmm.
They lost by a point. DeRozan.
Yeah, but the Knicks dominated the full length of the game until the end.
Until the rush at the end.
Yeah, the Bulls went on a 12-0 run. And I think the Knicks are becoming – I've worked with you for a long time. Hats off to you, brother.
Thank you. It was an amazing night to see that class there. Charles Woodson won an award, and Candace Parker. It was just really, really cool. And my teammate, Tommy Waddle, got in as well.
Awesome.
What would the reaction in Chicago be if Aaron Rodgers stayed with the Packers?
People would be like, well, we're going to suck for a long time because we just look like a wayward franchise that has these two men at the top. I'm talking about George McCaskey and Ted Phillips, who have proven over, multiple decades that they have no clue how to run an NFL team. Man, this is business. It's not personal. They're boobs. They don't know what they're doing. And so, Ryan Pace is a qualified NFL man. His resume is not great here. Is that because his franchise doesn't know what it's doing? If you fire Ryan Pace and you fire Matt Nagy, who are the dudes that are going to hire the next guy? These two guys who literally had Mark Trestman and Bruce Arians as the final two candidates, had Bruce Arians in the building, sitting in the building. I'll take the job. Now we're going to go with Trestman. So that's how incompetent the upper management is. So I think if Aaron stays there, we'll be like, yeah, whatever.
I'm laughing, David, because they did select Mark Trestman, and his look alone wouldn't get me to hire him, looking like a scientist. I wouldn't be able to do it. Sorry. Couldn't do it, baby. But let me ask you this, David, about Allen Robinson. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Well, I was going to say to you, the day they hired Trestman, I reached out to Tim Brown, who I'd never spoken to in my life. Could you come on and just talk football with us? Sure. Hey, Tim, we just hired Mark Trestman. What do you think? And he started laughing. And he said, Mark Trestman? Good luck. There's zero chance that works.
Yeah, hey, I wanted to ask you a question, but I'm laughing because it's true. He's never coached me a day in my life. I've never been coached by him, but I'm like, yeah, that's probably not going to work. When you play in the league, you kind of know who the right guys are, so. And one of the right guys for you guys, David, is Allen Robinson. Early this week, he talked about building the chemistry with Justin Fields. Did the Bears screw it completely up when they decided to not commit to Justin Fields in the preseason and training camp so he can get a rapport with the receivers and the offense? Instead, they kind of split reps with Andy Dalton?
Look, I truly believe Matt's a really good guy, Matt Nagy, and that he truly, truly believes Andy Dalton gave him the best chance to win at that time. So it's part of trying to develop Justin. They had this big, grand plan. The point of the whole matter is we got a bad offensive line. We don't have enough skill position players, and it's just not a very good football team, and that falls at the feet of Matt and Ryan.
Dave, here's one. I don't think anybody's ever really ready, and I know that this goes against the grain that typically for a rookie, especially at the quarterback position, you let them sit for a minute, let them understand the playbook, the timing. But Justin Fields has always struck me as a person that you have to throw him into the fire because he will react. Do you feel as if like him taking over the QB spot was kind of too early in the season? Do you think it should have been later?
Okay, I can't be disingenuous. I think I said to you guys, I know I said on my show a million times, and I know Key's on with us every Wednesday. I've said it to him. I would have started Justin from day one.
Yes,
I would have had a
thank
competition. I would have said, okay, you two dudes are going to compete. Sorry, Andy, I know what I told you, but Justin wasn't in the organization then. Circumstances have changed, and I would have let him try and win the job. And if he truly won the job, I would have committed to him. But I also, am surprised that people look at going to the Cleveland game. That dude, Myles Garrett's one of the best to ever do it at his position, at his age. He's amazing. We're trying to block him with a guy who came off a fishing boat who's going to be 40. That dude makes $130 million. Our guy makes $1.5 million. I'm surprised. People are surprised it didn't work, as the great Owen. Go to the other side. Jermaine Ifedi, he washed out in Seattle. He's very mediocre. He's going up against the former number one pick in Clowney. I'm surprised. People are surprised. We got our head kicked in. So I don't know if it would have worked any better with Justin. Here's where I'm at on Allen Robinson. I do not think he's an elite receiver. Maybe I'm wrong. He doesn't have top-end speed. He's not a top-end athlete. He's a very good football player. Pay that guy Keenan Allen money? Stop yourself. No chance.
All right, Cap, let me bring you to my Bulls, our Bulls. Lost to the Knicks last night. They're now 4-1. I know there's a lot of excitement around the city, but something I saw last night that I'm curious to get your perspective on. I saw a play design in which